Okay, we are back. Hello, everyone. We are back in Middle Earth. We are back with Garrelad the Elf, and apparently I have company. This is a person that's been just sitting here behind me ever since I logged in, so I am suspicious. I suspect sabotage. No, I'm joking. Okay, so where are we? We are at Adso's camp, the perpetually under construction inn, and we, well, actually, we have to collect some more bear pelts before we go to the old forest. I think there's bears in the old forest, but I don't. There's no overlap between these two quest zones, so I'm assuming I need to finish it up out here. So we're just gonna do that. Dive right in. I am, as I said before, very excited about getting back to the old forest. Or back as a player. It'll be the first time that Garrelad has been there. But first, he will leave no deed unfinished. And by deed, I mean quest, not actual deed. So, I want to go over something. I may be changing, I may be changing my crafting profession to jeweler, because there are a lot of benefits to being a jeweler with a lore master. I can create skins for my pets, and also, of course, there's just the benefit of having the supply of hope tokens for all my characters, really. So that's kind of where my head is at right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's still sort of up in the air, but I'm leaning towards making the switch. I was planning on having this all figured out by level 20, but it looks like level 20 might be right around the corner, so... Come on, beast. There we go. This is going very smoothly. I appreciate your cooperation, beast. I know this can be easy, killing other bears. And there we go, level 19. Enmity of the Goblins. Okay. That is a racial skill, okay. Travel to the Lone Lands. I don't like these breadcrumb quests at all. I don't like that they just constantly remind you, hey, time to go to the next zone. I mean, I'm sure they're helpful for people who aren't familiar with the game, so, you know, I sound like all long-term players of any online game sound right now, and I'm aware of that, you know, the constant griping about the streamlining. But I just feel like the main story will take you the right directions one way or the other. Alright.
Why are you bothering me?
Excellent quality. Once I cure these and prepare them, they will make adequate blankets. We will find warmth this winter after all. There we go. And now, we're going to the Old Forest. That's all we got over here, I think. What other quests do we have? Let's see. I wonder if this is gonna... You know what? Maybe we should just... I'm gonna go ahead and take care of some things out here before I go into the Old Forest. Because I think all roads will lead there. FPS is not great through here. All the trees, I suppose. England.
What can I do for you?
Aragorn has sent aid. Nazgul, 4 more, were in Buckland. They rode swiftly to the east, upon black steeds. I was foolish enough to stand in their way, and they ran me down. I will heal in time, but the riders have left a threat in their wake that must be dealt with. I must ask for your help.
Stay a moment.
In the Black Riders' wake, crabine have taken roost. They are not the common strains from Dunland, but a breed I have not seen before. Likely these foul creatures keep a watch on Buckland and the Shire, or at the very least me, since they have taken to staring at me in the night. While the crabine may see nothing of interest, the fact that the enemy has eyes here is dangerous. If we were to blind these eyes, the enemy would not be as sure in directing its efforts. If you would, dispose of the crabine that roost to the southwest, just beyond my camp. Even killing one crabine will go a long way towards blinding the enemy. Okay, easy enough. Easiest quest we've done. Which is good because I hate birds.
How can I be of service?
Good, you have slain those foul birds. The enemy will not be nearly as sure in their efforts now. However, I still have need of your aid. I must ask that you do something in Buckland, as it was their horn call that alerted me to the presence of the Nazgul.
Could I speak with you a moment?
You say that Underhill is with Aragorn. I know of no Underhills. I was sent to watch over a hobbit named Baggins. I must assume that is whom Aragorn spoke of. That he is safe is welcome news, for my fears are somewhat allayed. It was late in the night when I heard the horn call of Buckland. Running to the road, I saw the Nazgul leaving Buckland at a gallop. I tried to stop them, but they ran me down. I fear they had already found Baggins. The four riders passed eastward towards Bree, but we may discover what they learned, if anything, at the Baggins home in Crick Hollow. It is a cottage surrounded by a high hedge, almost directly southeast of the Buckland Gate. If you learn anything there, return to me. What news you can bring me may help determine the movements of the Nazgul. Okie dokie. Ah. Collect wolf pelts. I don't suppose these would count. I'd be surprised, but... Really, beast? They do not count. Okay. Bah. Hob Hayward. That's a delightful name. Here we are.
Good day.
Mr. Bunderbuss sent you. He's such a pleasant fellow, always kind to travellers and reasonably honest and diligent. Well, at least he's honest. There have been strange happenings here in Buckland as of late. If you've need for work or adventure, I'm certain that you'll find some here.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Are you looking for work? Well, it's not much, but maybe you can do me a favour. I inquired about notes on the old forest from Farmer Maggot, and I still have not received them. Perhaps you would be willing to go to his farm and ask him where they may be? You can find Maggot's farm, Bamfurlong, in the Marish. That's the Green Hill country in the Shire across the Brandywine River. Cross the Brandywine Bridge and turn south on the River Road. His farm won't be very far away. The Buckleberry Ferry would be faster, but the Bounders want no one using it for the moment. Farmer Maggot doesn't like trespassers, but he's a good enough sort when you get to know him.
I seriously doubt Farmer Maggot would take kindly to an elf on even the best of days, showing up randomly at his home. Hobbits, as a general rule, don't trust outsiders. And supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, very few of them even see an elf in their lifetime. So it's awfully strange of me to be running through here the way I am. I love this village, by the way. Freddy got Bolger.
Oh, gracious me!
What? Who? I don't have it. Oh, wait, you aren't one of those black riders?
Wait, why would you even assume such a thing?
I must tell you that I haven't been so frightened in my life. Did they learn anything from me? Well, those riders came busting into the house, but I had already slipped out the back way. Not a thing did they get from me. When the sheriffs came, they made me tell them about Frodo and the others going off into the old forest, but I didn't say a thing about the enemy's ring. Oh dear, what is that? It sounds like crows.
some flew off into the old forest. What a... There's no way that he would have been such a fool. I mean, to say something like that. Oh. Huh. To mention the ring. Did he even know about the ring? I mean, I guess he did. Really, both him and Langland are being very much more open about the situation than one would expect. I mean, for Langland to just spill the beans on the name is surprising. Why did I decide to run right through the birds?
Greetings.
The enemy's ring. It is no wonder Aragorn was so secretive as to why the enemy was seeking Baggins. If the Crabine heard Fredegar's words, the enemy will know for certain that the ring is no longer in the Shire, and all will be lost. Finding those birds in the old forest will not be a simple task. I would ask that you return to Aragorn and Bree and seek his counsel on how to find these foul birds. Well, this is a situation. I'm going to run down and do the Farmer Maggot quest here. And then we'll go back to Bree and go from there. Ah, here we are. Is this the ferry? No. That's a fisherman's pier. Alright, here we are. So yeah, this is where the hobbits actually crossed. In the movies, they were being chased. In the books, not so much. Yeah, they went from Maggot's farm to right there. We don't have the actual ferry, but we can still cross. Isn't that right, Beast? See, you're fine. Little dirty water never hurt anyone. Alright, so we're back in the Shire proper. Of course, his 3 famous dogs are here in various locations. There we are.
I've no chuck with strangers.
What now? More blasted strangers? Get off my... Oh, Calendine brandy box, sent you? Well then, I should at least speak fair to you. She sent you to ask me about notes. I sent those on a while ago with my son Rollo, his friend Doderic, and Wilmac Brandybuck, one of my farmhands. My son wrote those notes because so few other hobbits around here know the forest at all. He probably stopped off at the inn in Newbury, just inside the Haygate of Buckland. Likely all 3 of them are busy carousing rather than doing their duties. If you look for them there, I am certain you can coax the notes from them. Thank you, Farmer Maggot. I've never actually tried to swim to the edge of the water in the Shire, but I'm not going to try now. And off we go. Get carried away sightseeing. They weren't kidding about the inn. It must really be right here at the entrance. Yeah, that must be it behind the hedge. Oh, what?
It's terrible. Just terrible.
Farmer Maggot sent you? Just what I needed on top of all else that's happened. As if it were not enough that Bigfoot took everything that we had to deliver to that Rollo and that Rollo and Doderic went off on their own.
A for effort.
I hope it's not a bother. May I speak with you?
Some men from around Bree came to Maggots demanding food and got run off by the dogs. But as we, Rollo, Doderic, and I, crossed the bridge, we were waylaid by big folk just like him on the bridge. They made us take everything from our wagon and put it on theirs. Then they headed off east along the Great East Road, but not before giving a good licking to Mr. Maggot's own wagon. Now look at her, all in tatters. I know I was lucky enough to get away with my hide, but without that produce being delivered, my hide will be worth nothing after Maggot gets done with it. Doderic and Rollo ran off after the wagon and found that the brigands' camp is between here and Anso's camp on the north side of the road. I would appreciate it if you could get the produce back. Oh, well. Okay. And we got this. Okay.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
My employer, Adso Haybank's Inn, is to be a blend of Bree culture and Hobbit sensibility. He asked me to employ folks to acquire items that will display the nature surrounding Bree to bring a lodge feel to the inn. I am prepared to pay those willing to do some hunting for suitable objects. North and east of town, between the Brandy Hills and the borders of the Old Forest, you will find bears, boars, and wolves. Adso has asked me to obtain a bundle of coarse bear furs, pristine boars' heads, and pristine bear corpses and wolf corpses suitable for stuffing. If you return these to me, I will pay you well.
Would you do something for me?
Adso Haybank, my employer, aims to have fare to serve men as well as hobbits. Trimrick has people looking for mushrooms to serve hobbit fare, the envy of the four farthings. The fare for men comes from the bountiful boars and bears prowling the Bree fields. You should find the bears and boars north and east of the gates of Buckland, between the Brandy Hills and the borders of the Old Forest. Gather some meat, then return to me. Bear meat, really? Was that a common thing ever? I mean, I guess you eat what you got.
Stay and have some tea.
Hello! I see that you are a person who knows your way around the wider parts of the world, and so the offer I have for you will surely make your heart leap. I represent Adso Haybank, an enterprising fellow from Buckland with a grand vision, a vision of building an inn along the Great East Road. He dispatched myself and these men beside me in search of willing folk to assist him with his dream. I seek mushrooms found along the banks of the Brandywine River to the north, mushrooms to fill and satisfy the belly with a bit of Shire hospitality. Be wary if you go, though, for I have heard tell of slimy slugs and nasty vermin in the area. Would you collect some mushrooms for me? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do all this. This should cover, should cover the lot. Good. Alright, if you cannot tell, we have now been joined by Jasper, Fake Gamer Cat. He'll be in here for the remainder of the evening, but he will quiet down shortly. Jasper! Jasper. Ugh. I wonder how safe it is to eat mushrooms that are growing under these conditions. This poisonous slugs everywhere. Ooh.
It's quite the collection quest, really. As far as quantity is concerned. Nice to see not everything is streamlined. We have competition. So be it. You will die by lightning. No. Close enough. So that's it for boar heads. More boar head quests. What is it with these people and the heads of boars? They are the official animal of Bree, though, if I'm not mistaken. Should be getting close. Yeah. Let's go see what this is. Is it up there or is it just over here? Yeah. Let's see what we got going on here. looking good. Nope. Damn it. Alright, beast. You know the rules. I can't die. I need you to cooperate with me, beast. That's it? Oh, good. Way to make it easy. Ah. Now, will you count as a boar shank? Or a bear haunch? Huh. Yeah, I seem to be outside of the quest range. I guess we're just dealing with... We don't have any more wolves, do we? Alright, bears it is then. You know, Beast, if I run low on the bear haunches, you can spare one or two, right? Right. Now we're just down to the bears. Get a little close to the forest. Well, certainly not an abundance of bears. taking matters into my own hands. I will scout faster on a horse. And that's the lot. Yes. Good work, Beast. Less competition for territory. Bears are not herd animals, after all. Farms of the Shire.
What can I do for you?
And so will be pleased with this delivery. We will salt and smoke the meat, and it will serve as the center of our food for men within the inn. Thank you for taking the time to collect this meat for me. Here, you have earned this reward.
What can I do for you?
These are excellent samples. I am sure that the taxidermist can make these into fine items befitting a lodge. Adsa will be quite pleased. Here is your payment, and thank you for your assistance.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Look at this beautiful fare. You certainly held up your end of the bargain well, friend. I shall do the same. The ovens at the inn will smell like the finest ovens in all the Shire. This is a fine day.
Ooh. What did that mean? Complete quest within bree-land. Ooh, very good.
Could I take a moment of your time?
I must say, I never expected the outpouring of generosity we have received. Certainly we have paid for the services we have been given, but the harvest is so great that we have no means to transport our goods to Adso's camp. I must ask you a small favor. Just outside of Brandy Hall, to the south, there is a stable where I have seen Tolly Brockhouse, a local woodcutter, speaking with folks. I am certain that he will be willing to help. Could you speak with him and see if he can spare a wagon for the trip to Adso's? Let me know what he said when you're done.
I'm sorry. My thoughts were elsewhere.
You found the produce? I cannot thank you enough. I had thought it lost, but now I have other concerns. Rollo and Doderic. Oh no.
Might I trouble you for some help?
Another deed, really? Okay. That was just the turbine points.
I'm worried about Rollo. After he and Doderic got back from looking for the brigands, they headed down towards Brandy Hall to speak with Saradog, Doderic's uncle. They were none too happy and just wanted to speak their minds on the job the Bounders were doing. Now it's just possible he ran off with his friend Doderic on some lark. I wonder if you'd do me another favor and go over to Brandy Hall to look for Rollo. Brandy Hall is at the center of Buckland, south of the Buckland Gate. Hopefully Doderic's Uncle Saradoc, the master of Brandy Hall, will likely know where these boys have run off to. Doderic, is that can't be how to pronounce that. I have to be doing it wrong. Let's see. Well, good. We do get to go up into the inner area of Brandy Hall, which is nice. That makes for great streaming, I'm sure. Me stopping to take screenshots every now and then.
What do you need?
Maggot's farmhand sent you about Rollo. Then the boys did not heed my advice and followed their own wills. The fools.
Might I speak with you a moment?
It's strange you should be asking after Rollo, especially at this moment. The tweens came to see me, upset by the lack of effort the Bounders are doing here in Buckland with regard to the strange big folk moving around. I told them the Bounders were doing all they could to keep that unsavory lot out of Buckland, but the pair were adamant about being heard and kept yammering on about the old forest. I warned them to stay clear of the forest because Tolly, our woodcutter, said that things there are queerer than ever. Tweens can be foolish, and I fear that the pair have been more foolish than normal. Doderic knows his way to Bald Hill and not much further. If you're going to be looking for Rollo, you'd best start with Doderic, and you might as well tell him that I'm waiting for him too. Alright, so the forest. Alright. Now this Tolly Brockhouse. I believe he or she, probably he, is stationed right outside the entrance to the forest, but I could be wrong. Okay, I'm assuming this is more quests, probably for the forest. Share the load.
Just a moment.
Trumwick Rogwart needs a wagon. I suppose I could spare a wagon and a couple of mules to share the load towards the camp. Trumwick is a good fellow and will surely return them when he is done. With the trouble we are seeing in the old forest, it seems unlikely that I will have need of all my wagons in the foreseeable future. Tell Trumwick that I will send along a driver, 2 mules, and a wagon by sundown on the morrow. I should expect that he can have it back to me within a week. And if you are looking to help out around here, there is plenty to do. Figures.
Could I take a moment of your time?
These are strange days. Most hobbits stay away from the old forest, but my living depends on it, and I've never had any problems. Till now. The forest creatures have all gone strange. I swear the tree roots themselves moved to trip me up, and now I've sprained my ankle. I still need to collect some mushrooms. They grow in the west part of the forest, between the bonfire glade and Bald Hill. Also, please bring in some lumber from my seasoning pile. The pile is to the east, past the bonfire glade and a little south. And I need some sap from the old maple on Bald Hill, east of the bonfire glade. I'll gladly split my fee with you. Here, take my bucket for the sap, and thank you kindly. Right. Pig.
Might I have a word with you?
The bats of the old forest have been a minor annoyance in the past, but of late they have grown very aggressive and even dangerous. They could become a plague here in Buckland. so we need to reduce their numbers before that happens. There is a tunnel through the high hay, east of here. No pleasantries at this point. It's just tall person. You should be
take a
working
moment
for
of your
us.
time.
The bears of the old forest have always been dangerous, but in the past they were not very aggressive and could be avoided. Now they are roaming all over the place and may even come out of the forest to threaten Buckland if they aren't stopped. There is a tunnel through the high hay, east of here. Oh wow, we get to kill bears. That is original.
Please, stay a moment.
Wolves of the old forest have always been something of a threat to foresters and woodsmen, but they've recently become more dangerous and aggressive. We don't want them coming into Buckland, so it would be best to hunt them down now in the old forest itself. There is a tunnel through the high hay east of here.
Given the setup of these three characters and the quality of the dialogue, and honestly the originality of the quests themselves, these were clearly thrown in after the fact as sort of filler. Part of an update of some sorts, I'm sure.
How do you do?
Alright, so what are we going to do? I guess we should speak with this character. And then we're going to go back to talk to Strider, and we're going to try to do all our old forest at once.
Oh, good day.
So we'll go ahead and, well, no. We need to speak to the other guy. This guy, Trummick.
Hello there.
Tolly will help us. This is wonderful news. We will begin preparing the crates for loading and should get on the road by morning. We truly could not have done this without you, friend. Please, take this. It should cover the cost of travels, and a little more. I am concerned for Tolly, though. What trouble could there be in the old forest?
Of course.
Stay and have some tea.
You have done so much. I think that it is time to meet the hobbit you have been helping.
Is it now?
Adso Haybank. You will find that he is a caring fellow with much on his mind. His camp is difficult to miss, as the work is happening right along the roadside. You will travel east along the Great East Road for some distance, about halfway to Bree, before you arrive. When you get there, you should be welcomed. Thank you again, Garrelad.
Okay. I'm glad we didn't take the stable master, because that would have made us miss this quest. I truly never get bored of most of the routes throughout this game, especially in the early areas. There's something extraordinarily relaxing about the environments, and the background music plays a large part in that, for me at least. Really everywhere except Moria. But even that, depending on where you're going, is pretty remarkable.
Just a moment.
You must be Geralad.
Oh, yeah, really? You forgot me already.
I have been hearing a lot about you. My associates in Buckland sent along a message about your work. They speak very highly of you.
Yeah, your memories are going to be an issue. You should probably keep that in mind. That's the reason why this place, in the 7 years this game has been out, this inn has not been finished. Because Adso's repeating the same steps over and over.
I am glad to finally meet you. Would that the circumstances were better, but no reason to bother you with that now. This, once finished, will be my inn, a dream I have had for years, an inn that would attract the big folk and hobbits alike. You have helped me come one step closer to my dream, and for that I am in your debt.
Well, so clearly it's designed for hobbits and big folk, which in this case seems to mean human beings, because that's the aesthetic they're going for. I don't see any accommodation being made for elves, so I'm kind of wondering why I helped him in the first place. We should be meeting Gandalf soon, by the way. I don't think we're there yet, but it won't be long. Alright, see what we can get rid of here. These were garbage. See, now I haven't... now that I'm not sure about my crafting again, I feel like I should be saving these jewels. I'm gonna have to make a decision. I'm simply gonna have to make a decision about the crafting. I think we're going to... I think I'm going to decide after the stream is over. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, Strider.
You bring dire news.
This is dire news. While the 4 hobbits I was awaiting are safe for the moment, the protection Bree offers is fleeting, at best. We must leave soon, and if the enemy's suspicions were confirmed by those Crabine that what they seek is no longer in the Shire, our trip may be all the more perilous. Yet the old forest is a twisting labyrinth that can lead even the most experienced tracker astray. Finding these crabane will not be easy. Morale, power. Let's do power.
Listen well.
There is one who could find these crabine for us, if we were to ask him for such aid. However, he may not see our worries as his. He is known by many people, by many names. Of old, he was known as Orald to men, while to the dwarves he was simply Fawn. The elves called him Iarwain, Ben Idar, oldest and fatherless. However, in these days, he is known as Tom Bombadil by those few who are aware of him. Look for old Bombadil's house, which lies at the far eastern end of the Withywindle, the river that flows through the old forest. He may help you if you ask him in my name, Aragorn. If you discover everything, I would ask that you address it as best you can. I wish I could help you in this task, but the safety of my charges comes before all else. Alright, Tom Bombadil. And everyone loves Tom Bombadil, right? That is a Tolkien fan universal to adore Bombadil. Let's see. We do have a new bracelet, which will replace so where are we actually, what are we up to now? Let's see. Come this far. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the crafting hall, and we're going to change our crafting to jeweler. And the reason I decided at the last few seconds to go for it is because I think I have a lot of ore left over on my other character that can give me a big head start in the jeweling profession, or at least in the prospecting. So we're going to do that. I will save my curiosity about the farming profession for another day. That's a horse thief. I very much like the look of that horse. Alright, Master of Apprentices. Tinker. Jeweler Prospect. Oh, I still get Cook. Well, I just might have to make that work.
Greetings.
Track mines. Tools. Don't need this anymore.
What can I do for you today?
You can buy this. Oh, jeez. Well, we're gonna go ahead and sell the vegetables because they're just gonna take up too much space. Okay, there we are. Oh, oh, good. Okay. Finish that up. Alright. I didn't even think about this. And... nope. There we go. Jeweler. Okay. Polished jewelry. Copper. Huh. What do we do with the bronze? I guess nothing in particular. Somewhat surprising, honestly. Okay, we are ready to go. Yeah, I think that's probably going to do it for tonight. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. We're gonna call it here because we are going straight to the Old Forest next. So we'll go ahead and see like a good spot. That's gonna be it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.